That's exactly how I feel. Yeah, Knicks lose tonight. Now you got yourself a series. It's probably going 7, and I'm gonna be have to put my Depends back on. I don't want to put my Knicks Depends on. I just stopped wearing my Depends. But yeah, it's definitely gonna go 7 if they win tonight. But should be fun. Hey, what's up, internet? I think I'm live. Been having some internet issues this morning. As always, by the time I get to you guys, I've done my 2 trades for the day, so I'm just we're doing a little Q&A now. And if the guy on the internet's paying attention, the fuel cell short that I did this morning, I know you're out there and you're thinking, oh, that trade didn't work out. Yeah, it didn't work out. Maybe for you, worked out fine for me because 3 minutes is all I need. Ask my wife, right? You give me a reason to short something. Look, I didn't get short in the pre-market, even though I wanted to. Got to the VWAP, faux show, bro. VWAP back. This is Fuel Cell, by the way, the only stock that reported earnings. So that's what was my focus. Back below prior day VWAP, tags the VWAP. Here comes the fade, breaking VWAP, taking my shot, understanding if I'm wrong, I'm only going to lose about 35 cents. And it plummeted 2 points out of the gate. Covered at 16, covered at 15.50, blown out of the rest at 16.05. And again, if I was savvy enough, I probably should have been buying it here. Faux show, bro, VWAP break to the orange line. I didn't play the long trade. And on the QQQ, I came in with one intention, short. I am not buying a gapped up market on a Monday after a bloodbath Friday. I don't do it. That's just me, right? But I waited for some confirmation of a reason to sell. I played the fade. I got it, got stopped out, shorted it again, got stopped out, made money on both my shorts. Moron that I am, I just refused to join in on this winning trade right here. And this is why I want you guys to be your own traders. Fake them out, shake them out. VWAP break. You didn't get the break, but then they wanted to shake one more time to convince the shorter. This was me. I got short again. Made some money. Gets back over the VWAP. Had to get out of the rust. Should have pressed the button twice. Cover, go long. And I'm not participating in this part. And if you are, awesome. Awesome. So only other trade I did was a little bit late to the party on this TE. I liked it because somebody brought it to my attention. It was still red. I'm like, oh, look, a red stock. And then it faux showed. Missed the first move. Sorry, missed that first move. Came back, gave me a chance, got involved, took my 13 cents on the trade, managed to make something. I'm in some Nokia right now. But if you got a chance tonight, or just when you're settling down, watch our podcast, and you'll understand why AAOI was on our list today. Fake them out, shake them out. 1 minute multi-day VWAP explosion to the upside. LPTH, Nokia, VIA VIAV. We talked about obviously VICR. They talked about. We had our analyst come on and talking about structural moves and all this wonderful stuff. Now, I know you just got here, internet. Let me just say this again. You ready? I've been ripping since this morning. If you heard some of it was like a stand-up comedy routine all morning. But I come in frosty because I knew what this day had in store for me. I was going to do my 1 or 2 trades, and the market was going to grind higher all day. Here it is. I was pre-annoyed because I knew exactly what was going to happen, and I knew I was going to participate in it because I know this market, and it knows me. because I came in thinking that there was going to be some residual selling on the market, right? But in the back of my mind, you ready for this one? I also know the market never goes down. Get it? And you just said, well, it went down on Friday. Did it? Well, it did, I guess. Uh-huh. Right? So now how are all those shorts that stayed short over the weekend, how are they feeling? They're feeling like losers because the market never goes down. They shorted the open, and they didn't understand that the fade could be only just a 3-minute trade, and they're losing because the market never goes down. You see, if you always assume the market's never going down, sure, Friday you waited, but you didn't get beat because you're not buying. The market never goes down is a mantra and a notion. And then you still want to wait for that confirmation. And where's the confirmation? Here. Faux show, bro. VWAP break. There's no reason to be shorting. Later today, if we roll and we break back under these levels, I'll be here stalking this for a short. But right now, there is zero reason to be short. My 2 short trades turned into beautiful long trades, just like every other day. So nothing's changed. Nothing's changed. Nothing at all. And if anything, the market got even better because it finally had a blow off top, follow through to the downside sell program. I didn't think they even existed anymore. Voila, one showed up. And how did it work out for the shorts who didn't cover? Right? We're up 17 points in their dumb face. Good luck. So when I say the market never goes down, here's the example. So even if you came in, right? Think about it. When I was short from February 3rd to March 31st, if I didn't cover, what would have happened? I would have lost my home and my family and every penny I ever made. Every time. So until we stop having massive up days every time we sell off, then I'll stop saying the market never goes down. And you know when I'll stop saying that? Never. Because it keeps happening. You cannot be a shorter for any extended period of time. Even Friday, it wasn't a great short because it was just a grind down. It was a sell program grind. At one point, we're thinking, all right, maybe we should scalp along. That didn't work. And then it was just garbage. It wasn't even a good day to trade. It was just a grindy freaking sell program. You'd rather days where you get a nice little opportunity short at the beginning of the day, knowing we don't go down, Q short, fuel cell short, you get paid, and then the savvier you get at this, you'll understand. Oh, right. The market never goes down. But I guarantee you, because I did a couple of videos on YouTube and TikTok this morning about how I'm loving this fuel cell short, you know there's somebody out there cursing my name. Man, this fucking fuel cell, this trade sucks. Uh-huh. Yeah, it went from 1750 to 15. Yeah, it sucks. It was awesome. Don't be that guy. Because he's out there. I'm waiting to see the post. No, that trade didn't work out, man. You suck. Uh-huh. Ha! My wife's got jokes today. I was talking about how we got to get off the grid. She's like, spoken from the man who can't stop speaking to his new AI girlfriend. My wife's funny. She's true. It's true about that. But you see how this market, right? If you're in the market never goes down mode, it's not like you would have got smoked on Friday. It's not like you're sitting there, well, I thought the market never goes down. I'm just going to stay long the whole day and get crushed. This stops. And there was reasons to be short. Today, you had a reason to be short, and then that reason is gone. Speaking of that, I might actually look to short this fuel cell because it's the same exact setup from before. Look, got to the same price, back below prior day VWAP. I should be shorting already. This is where I got short earlier because it was breaking the 1750. You know what? Let me put it on my main screen over here so I can short it. All right, I'm short fuel cell. See, can't hesitate. You like that, right? I'm shoving this stock. Look at that. I'm moving the stock with my mind right now. You like that? You like that? Now, if this is your first trade, guy in the back, ooh, finally taking a trade with me, are you? You better be short fuel cell. You know what else I want you to do right now? Cover some. Right this second. Right this second. Right now. That's me covering. Oh, shit. I just moved the stock again. Look at this. This thing is moving like a little freaking penny stock. Illiquid. Wow. See that? You get to the VWAP. You're ready to cover. Bang. Stock goes from 1750 to 1718. You know what that is? Day's pay. You don't. None of these trades have to be some hero trade. Oh, you like me now? Just covered some more. 711, 712, 713. How you like me now? Oh, you loving me now at 17? You see, that's how trading happens. You see what we're doing here on the fuel cell short? Guy in the back? That's how you trade. You stalk your prey, it walks by, and bang! You take your Beretta out while your cousin's sitting there with deer stink in the tree, and you put a bullet in the deer's head. Cash, baby! Right in your face. Woo! Shoes. You like that, right? You see how I conjured that trade up out of my ass? You like that, right? You like that. And now, before you start getting all excited, ooh, man, this trading is easy. Cover some more right here, 16 and 7/8. What did he even say? What's 16 and 7/8? That's 1687. You see how it's the same exact trade that we did before? Now, hopefully, it plummets down to 1550 again. But what do? You put your stop at 1714. Why? Because that's the VWAP. And now you got another winning trade. Oh, this trading, man. Tough. It's a tough racket. Right? You understand what just happened there? You probably don't, because you're still waiting for some $3 stock, right? That you can buy 10,000 shares of and have it go to 12. That's never going to happen. Start dealing with that reality. The reality is fuel cell, what I just did twice now, and it should have been 4 different trades on fuel cell. Should have been short into the long, possible another long, into a sell, into a stop out, possible short, get short, making money. Now you're covering. Have a nice day. Now it's $1,000 trade, right? Just a small little risk, 2,000 shares. You cover 500, 500, 500, 500. Next thing you know, what? Next thing you know, you're a professional trader. That's what. How you like me now, fuel cell? Now I don't care what happens. You got 500 shares left. Now you put it at 200, 317, $217.13. And now you're sitting here. Who cares what happens next? You're not going to be buying fuel cell puts now. If you were going to buy them, that was 20 minutes ago or 15 minutes ago or 8 minutes ago. No, seriously, how do you like me now? Right? You still waiting for that trade? No, seriously, how you like me now? Guy in the back. Right? Did you put that one on or no? You're just still sitting here waiting for some magic moment, right? That was your magic moment right there. It's called the setup, where risk reward is in your favor. Push button. This guy's still waiting for QUCY to go back. Well, you said QUCY go to $5. QUCY, yeah. It's going to go back to $5 any day now. It's going to 0. You understand? This is real trading. What I just did right there, that's real trading. Understanding price mechanics, market mechanics, VWAP, gets rejected at prior day VWAP, blow off top, roll over, VWAP break, half numbers, whole numbers, bang, cash. You think you're going to live long enough to spend that money? You fucking hump. By the way, look at this Rambus coming back 11 points. Jeez, man. That stock makes me feel like I have zero clue what I'm doing on a daily basis. I'm serious. I cannot. The love-hate relationship I have with this Rambus stock, I mean, it makes me feel stupid, I think, every single day. I don't know. I cannot get into the ebb and flow of this dumb stock. I cannot day trade it. I can't swing it. I just hope it goes to 200. Actually, I don't even care what it does. I just want it to go to 180 now. Woo! How you like that fuel cell? See, that's where you're supposed to say that fuel cell was great, Kenny. Thank you for enlightening me on how to trade. Not, oh, that trade the other day didn't work out. I'm still in it. And it's at 3 cents now. Thanks. This was a terrible trade. You don't know what you're doing. Yeah, I'm clueless. Nothing? Nothing? No snarky comment? Nothing? Where are you? I'm going to get email from you later? Come on, guy. Telling you. I'm rubbing it in pretty thick today. Can't take it? You ain't going to make it in this industry. I could sense the FOMO in your email. See, no FOMO needed. You just wait. There you go. Sets it up. The setup happened, right? Good thing we went and checked on fuel cell one more time. Oh. There it is. Nothing? Nothing? Dungeon dweller, TikToker, YouTuber, right? Still debating who the best trader on the internet is? I know. I don't even know if I'm actually here. I still think I'm going to wake up in a freaking asylum, strapped to a freaking gurney in a white jacket, just talking about Yankees and Knicks and something about VWAP. I don't know. Oh, there he goes. He's coming out of the coma again. I don't know. Tase him. By the way, seriously, anybody wants to get me all riled up, send me an email that says, I didn't hear you mention it. I'm good for like 3 days. I get one, I didn't hear you mention it email. Oof. I didn't hear you mention it. Did you hear me mention fuel cell short there, Chief? Did you hear me mention fuel cell short there, fella? Pal? Friendo? Holmes? Oh, now there's a good question. Talk to me. Somebody says, Kenny, I'm new here. Welcome to the party. Welcome to my dementia. Welcome to the asylum. You said, based on your experience, the market's rigged a few times. What do you mean? What do I mean? You just witnessed it. The market's rigged to just price action, right? So half numbers and whole numbers are very important, meaning stocks tend to go back and forth to big, fat algorithmic numbers. And the volume weighted average price proves that the market's rigged to certain very, very specific prices based in the world of math, volume weighted average price math. So over the last, since 1987, my conspiracy theory is, and I don't think it's a conspiracy theory, I think this is the truest way of, this is what happened. 1987, there really wasn't any true economic, I mean, yeah, the market was all right. Maybe it got a little bit overbought. But they were implementing program trading, it was called back then. They didn't call it algorithms yet. It's a new word. Program trading. Circuit breakers, you heard that. Just the market, they were just letting the computers do the work, right? So they still, humans have to program it, but it's set. And as we've progressed since 87, flash crash, there was another glitch. Something went wrong with another algo. Flash crash number 2. Didn't get enough press as the first one, but it was the same kind of thing. They're fucking with the market. High frequency trading, when we changed from fractions to decimals, it wasn't because to let mom and pop get into Microsoft a little bit cheaper. They changed from fractions to decimals so the computers could work in 0.0000 more decimals, easier to do high frequency trading and scalp those millipennies. People making billions off these millipennies. But it also helped the programming of the market. And what do the programs revolve around? They need to be programmed around something. It's volume weighted average price. Because that's the most significant price for institutions to base their buys and sells. So what we do as humans, the last humans to do this, we just use that rigging of the market around this price action as where to buy and where to sell with an advantage, because we know if those prices get violated, meaning you're in a trade, it goes against you above a price or below a price that's volume weighted averaged, you know you're in the wrong side of that trade and the algorithm is about to kill you. So the quicker you realize that the market is rigged and now it's going against you, you have to take those losses. So what I have discovered, because I'm the Christopher Columbus of VWAP, I started going through all these trades that I liked, and most of them were based on gaps. When do you get a gap? Earnings. So what I noticed is that stocks that are gapped below VWAP, when they break back above it, tend to start a trend up. When they're gapped above VWAP, they break VWAP from on top, they tend to go down. Then I started experimenting with multiple time frame VWAP, and I started to notice that stocks will ebb and flow from blue and orange. And if they trend through both blue and orange, they tend to keep really going that way. And all I do now is focus my attention on the price action, half numbers and whole numbers, big, still important, because that's how the programs are. And then VWAP and prior day VWAP and multiple time frames of VWAP. So I'm looking at today's is the blue, orange is the prior day. Most stocks will live between the blue and the orange. And then what I program this thing to do is grab me as much data as I want to show me 2 days worth of VWAP, 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, and so on. And then I look at it on multiple time frames, trying to find stocks. When I talk about these Andy Dufresne patterns, it's usually a longer term trade, just like this VICR when I met my pal Don Corleone. And if you guys haven't watched my podcast, it's the best podcast we've ever done to date. Very specific. We're talking about photonics. We're talking about technical analysis, meeting fundamentals. I didn't buy this stock because I knew about photonics. I knew that the industry, I love semis, yeah. When this is introduced to me, all I saw was that. That's an Andy Dufresne Kardashian bottom. So that one attempt is when they had some good news somewhere last July. Stock went right back into the muck. The orange line is its 2-year VWAP. So breaking over a multiple year VWAP, coming out of this gross sideways action, back above that price, I'm in. I only learned about what this company really did, up here in the 200s. This is a fascinating company, and my boys are still buying this stock. They got a $660 price target on it, and I got no reason to believe it's not going there, but that's irrelevant. For me, it's price action. When price action, again, Straza, he's talking about, he calls it fusion. We don't have a fancy name for it. I just say it's analysts meets technicals, or fundamentals meets the technicals. You give me a reason to believe, I still want it to be confirmed by price action, and that's how we live our life. And it's everything. For me, it's always price action first, the story second. But it's nice when the combination happens. Now, as far as the rigging is concerned, it's all this. All it is ebb and flow and price action. You'll start to see that the market goes back and forth to the same exact prices. That's why the fuel cell just was another short for me, because it went to the exact price from where I was short before. So the same prices that meant something to me earlier, where there's your prior day VWAP, there's the top of the range, here's where it faux showed, right? So here, right, once I saw, again, first I played the fade, and then it broke over VWAP. I didn't take place in the long trade. So as a shorter, I anticipate when will the sellers show up again, like the Qs just now? When will the sellers show up? Well, they tend to show up when they break back below prior day VWAP, and then it breaks that range where it held that range this whole time, and then it broke. And coinciding with a half number break, 1750, retrace back to 1711. I cover my short at least 30 or 40% right there. And then I lower my stop, so now I can't lose on the trade. And then I just look for other pivot points. It pivoted off 1690. I'm covering some at 1690. It got down to that price and pivoted earlier. I'm covering at 1635. And now you got yourself a winning trade. And then as you're covering on the way down, you start placing your stops lower, and you say, all right, I'll stay short as long as it doesn't break back above that level. You're hoping it rolls. But if not, just like I got out here, because it didn't roll, it stopped me out on the way back up. Right now, the fuel cell still is short because it hasn't violated back above that level. And if you are shorting the Qs again, I freaking love you, because you saw it, right? 722.50. Right? Look where it got to. 722.50, right? 722.50. It's a big, big, fat algorithmic number. The shorter, right, who's thinking, oh, good thing I'm not short. He's thinking, all right, 720. All right, 720 got the 722.50. All right, starting to roll over. The shorter will take a shot at 722.50 using the high of the day. And they're already covering because 722.50 just got them 720. Now they've covered. Now the short is thinking, all right, I'll hang in there. I'll put it at the halfway mark as my stop here. I'm assuming we're getting VWAP retrace, breaks the VWAP, or going back here. And suddenly all the happy feeling, all the, oh my God, maybe the worst is over. Now the fear comes back. Holy shit. And we break VWAP, we break orange line. And next thing you know, we are down to 708. And where all those bulls went, they're getting annihilated because they know what they're doing. Right? And now, if you are short the Qs, it's a gold star trade right now. Don't get excited about it, but put a stop on. You get excited about it. If we break down under that 718.35 again, and you get a VWAP, you'll probably bounce off the blue. If you roll again and we start giving up this whole move, that's when fear starts to creep back in. That's when my residual sellers start to show up and they say, oh, fuck, oh, God, maybe the worst isn't over. Ah! And we're back to 685 this afternoon, right in their dumb face. Don't you love trading, right? To me, it's like an ongoing gladiator battle, right? I got weapons that nobody has. And then you have to admit, some guy walks into the arena, he's 20 feet tall, and he's got freaking armor that you've never seen before. You better rethink what you're about to do here or run. Right now, if you're short, you better be short. And you better be ready to cover right here at 17, 18, 35. This trade's actually happening to the same exact prices again. Here we go. Anybody short? I'm rooting for you. I'm not in. I'm waiting to see if it bounces here. Let's see what happens at 720. And if it hits the 720, gets rejected, big fat whole number, and starts to roll, I'm going to have to short the Qs again. You hear that, dungeon dweller guy, person? By the way, this person that sent me the email, I'm sure they're not even here today because they're probably a little off-put, right? Were you off-put? Are you here? You didn't like my strongly worded email? I could sense the FOMO through your email. And if you're off-put, and some people are, not everybody likes my drill sergeant way about me. By the way, I'm not like this in real life. I'm a friendly guy. I like to smoke weed and have a good time, listen to music. But when we're talking trading, I will fuck you up. You need a drill sergeant in your life. You want to make money or you want to fuck around? We could have a good time later once we cash out. But I don't want to hear about trades that didn't work. Oh, that one didn't work. No kidding.
You had best square your ass away and start shitting me Tiffany cufflinks, or I will definitely fuck you up.
That guy would have been the best trader. He's got discipline.
The more you hate me, the more you will learn. The more you hate me, the more you will learn. You will not laugh. You will not cry. You will learn by the numbers. I will teach you.
This guy's going to roll into the chat room at like 11:45. Oh, I didn't hear any picks. I didn't hear any ideas today. Oh, I heard you mention fuel cell short. I shorted at $18 and I lost 12 cents. Oh, you stink. By the way, is anybody short the fuel cell? You still should be shorted, right? Because it's not stopping us out now, right? Still the same trade, Holmes. Nothing. Nothing. Not a peep. All right, one person's paying attention. Do I get two? Do I get two? By the way, look how difficult it is to stay short the Qs, man. I mean, dude. So if you were short, right? So there, now you had to get stopped out at 720. Not all of it. Depending on where you're short from, you got to let it breathe now to the next level where something else happened. But look how you got to that level. Now I look at it two different ways. I'm not short. If I was, I would have covered some here and I would have got stopped out here, would have stopped here. Now I wait to see what happens. So if we get to the shoulder, here, right shoulder, here, right there, head, shoulders, you get to the right shoulder and roll again. Now you got to trade setting up. Possible short again at the 720 using the 2130 area. INHD. Okay. You want me to ruin the trade for you? Hey, hang on a second. I'll get involved. Oh, this is the one from earlier. Good job if you guys are in it. INHD. Einho. Finkel and Einhorn. Look at this fucker, right? Did I mention it at all? I mentioned it once this morning. Am I involved? No. But if you know what you're doing, look how lovely. Look how lovely. Look at that. Fake him out, shake him out, VWAP break. Fake him out, shake him out, VWAP hold. Fake him out, shake him out, VWAP break. VWAP test. And she gone. Now you just got 5, got you 750. This thing's probably going to go to $10. Not saying to buy it here, guy. See, this is where you get your ass in trouble. He rolls into the chat room. Well, you said to buy INHD. You said it could go to 10. I don't give a shit about the stock. You want to buy it here at 8, up 638%? You think that's a healthy trade for you? That's what you're going to do with your life? No. You're going to take high-quality trades like Fuel Cell, and then Fuel Cell again. And then maybe next year, when you've taken only earnings reversals and learned how to trade and understand price mechanics, then you go after dumb shit like INHD, exposing yourself to big risk on an $8 stock that could probably and will be at 0 within the next day or so. That doesn't mean it's not going to go to 10 right now. It's about to get halted, actually. It looks like it's about to get halted. Be careful. There, halted. How'd I know? Because I'm the man. That's how I knew. That one didn't even flash the warning. I could just smell it. I could look at that stock in 2 seconds. They're going to halt it. Now, this is why for you noobs, you guys want to be involved in a stock that gets halted? Sometimes they never come out of the halt. Congratulations. It opens up at 0, and you get a letter in the mail about a class action suit. Or this thing opens up at 10 and rips to 1250. You don't want to be trading these pump and dumps until you know exactly what you're doing with a good system and the ability to sniff out the idea that was about to get halted. How did I know it was going to get halted? Because I'm the man. That's how I knew. And that's why you're here. That's why I take criticism very well. One guy just laughed. Yeah, sure you do, Kenny. I don't take misinformed criticism well. Like the guy who comes to the chat room, spends 8 minutes here looking for a pick, and then starts saying some stupid shit on the internet about how we don't know what we're doing. That pisses me off. You want to criticize a trade that didn't work? Who cares? You don't think there's going to be trades that don't work? But if you're dumb enough, that trade didn't work. Oh, man, this guy's clearly clueless. Yeah, clueless. I know more about this than anybody on earth. You can make fun of my face. You don't like the way I talk. I curse too much. Play too loud music. Don't ever say that these trades don't work. Every trade we do, even when they don't work, they're good trades. That's how good we are. And if you don't know what that means, let me elaborate. We're so good at what we do. When we do take losses, they're small. That's part of the business. And now I'll walk you through this short. I mean, this halt trade. Watch what happens when it comes out. Let me just see where this thing has been. I'll tell you where it's going to go. Oh, my God. It's a 7-cent stock. Where's the reverse split? There's usually always a reverse split involved. They signed a $3 million contract. BC Watt's got $3 million in his day trading account. This company is up 700% on a $3 million contract. What are you kidding me? Right? It's a penny stock. It's all bullshit. Where's the reverse split? There it is. There it is. The 1 for 20 reverse split in its ongoing NASDAQ compliance effort. They had to do a reverse split to even stay on the big board on the NASDAQ. So what do? They take the liquidity out of the market and then they release some bullshit news to get the squeeze going. That's the scam. But scam or not, we know it's a scam. You treat it as such. Does that mean you can't make money trading VWAP throughout the day? No. But you know one thing, when it breaks 720 and then breaks this 555, it's going to 0. And it's not coming back. But you want to have fun with it while it's having a squeeze. That's what trading's all about. You're in for the moment. Make that money. Take that money. And then put on some DMX. What was that song? Make that money. Take that money. Take that. I don't know what song that is. Macro question. He's explaining why and when the market makers mess around with option spreads as season calls and stocks are going up, keeping price action. It depends on expiration. Oh, wait, hang on. So here, with every penny stock, right, when it comes out of the halt, they'll have a rug pull. There it is. But if the rug pull doesn't break down, there's still a chance that you could get another squeeze out of it. So right now, the breakdown price would be where it broke out from. So that's 731. Let's see what happens at 731. Oh, there it is. It's hanging in there. Well, a lot of times the prices of the options are inflated at the open. They're inflated in the first 10 or 15 minutes of the day. So inevitably in the middle of the day, they start trading around. Wow, look at that. That price really was significant. Remember, zero-date options are, it's everything you learn about options is different because every tick is against you because by 4 o'clock they were going to 0. Oh my God, this thing's going to freaking go again. By the way, speaking of going again, anybody finally buy Cerberus? I mean, that stock got under 200, I think. I've been waiting and waiting and waiting. I didn't buy any. So what you just saw here on this stock right now, you know the most significant price that this stock will ever have ever again in its lifetime is right there. 728, 728. Where's my friend that wanted to know the rigging of the market? There it is. Look at the high candle. Comes out of a halt. Where does it go? To the exact price, 728, 728. I thought it was 31. It was actually 28. Boom, boom. So now what do you think the algorithm that's controlling this is? One algo running this show right here on INHD. What do you think their stop is? Take a wild guess. It rhymes with 728. So when this thing breaks 728, whether it be today or tomorrow, when it breaks 728, it's going to 0, most likely. Now, the question is, does that mean you want to short it? Probably not. Not today. But tomorrow or the next day, most of these stocks do eventually roll over and go to 0. But you see how, again, there's another moment of rigging right there. 9 got you 950. Chances are 950 is not going to be the high of the day. So 950 is going to get you 10. When it hits 10, you generally have a rug pull, meaning they'll pull the bid and it could fall all the way back to 750 again. But generally 950 is not the highs of these type of moves. I'm kind of surprised it got there and didn't break. So not that I'm buying if it goes to breaks 950, but I'm curious to see what happens now. No way. There's a leverage version of Cerberus. Thank you. Thank you for that knowledge. What is it? CBRG? Oh, yeah. Now, you see, friends, this is how you trade this stuff. instead of buying options that expire and having to know about alphas and betas and gammas and lambda, and the omega moos, if you don't know where that's from, just leave. You can trade these leverage versions of these monster stocks with my new favorite stock now, Seaberg. CBRG is the 2x long Cerberus ETF. Thank you, Dave. Because now this is my new favorite name. Because now I don't have to watch Cerberus. Cerberus is doing well. I could buy a $7 stock that's going to move with Cerberus as if it's kind of an option. That's what these are levered. These leveraged stocks are phenomenal. Like the Rigatoni one we did on Friday, RGTX, same kind of thing. And by the way, if you're thinking, do I buy this thing at $9.50? If you do, just remember, this ain't a typical $9 stock. And $9.50 could get you 10, and then in the same breath, 10 rips right back to $7.50. Guess what I am now? Oh, man, it's 12 o'clock already, man. I could go all day. I'm freaking ripping. Man, this coffee is good. I got the organic, like some Himalayan shit today. Man, damn, Jimmy. This coffee is good. I'm not here to talk about my coffee. I'm the one who buys it. I know how good it is. My wife goes out and buys the freeze-dried organic bullshit. Damn, Jimmy. All I need is one person to know what I'm talking about. It keeps me going. And there's your rug pull. And it went back to 750. Now let's see if that 728 holds up again. Now, if you just said, do I buy it here with a 728 stop? Somebody's thinking that. I'm not doing it. But look, you just held. That's, again, that's what everybody's thinking. So that's what just happened. So the people that were waiting to buy it, they said, all right, cool. I can buy it at 750 using 28 as my out. They're in. What do you think they're going to do? They're all going to bail when it breaks 728. When it gets to 8, they take a quick scalp. That's what scalping's all about. Once you establish levels to be significant, then you trade around those levels, right? This is, again, obviously not a typical $7 stock the way it's ripping, but still the market mechanics behind it are the same. Damn, Jimmy. Thanks, Search. Oh, I saw you posting that on the video. MC Search. But what's that other song that I was thinking of? Make that money, take that money. Is that something Jay-Z maybe? Oh, no. I forget. I'm on to the next movie. I got some other quote in my head now. Wait, I got to think it through. What's she doing with a bunch of Maluks like you? Malukas. What does he say? I guess she likes Malukas. Chick don't know how to hold the smoke, Lisa. Now, if you know that one, deep cut, I'll give you one hint. Bill Paxton. I'm glad one of my alternative egos is liking my own video. At least they're liking my videos. My 38 different. My God, how many freaking? I have several hundred. Man.
If you don't believe in the Matrix, as I'm explaining my trade.
Anthony Michael Hall. There you go. Lisa. But what does the guy call him? And he says, I guess she likes Maluks or Malukas. I forget what the word it was. Greece. Oh my God. Nice. Look at that faux show bro action on this stock. My God. See, this will keep you occupied, this stock. My God, look at it go.
Turn lights all the way down. What? Flow. Come on, yeah. Come on, yeah. Hey, why I flow sick? Oh, y'all hate it.
Now we're talking.
Money, cash, chick, sex, murder, and mayhem. Romance for the street. Only white bonds. It's a life of crime and sex. Life of bitch and then skirts and big check. How can I not flirt with them? That's life to live. Long as life limits. We gon' send a lot of pretty Christ. Give us fuck it. Ice the wrist and raise the price on these niggas. Y'all can't floss on my level. I'm gonna fight you all to get with us. If you ball the split up. When I go on the hall of players, wall my picture. If you get close enough, you can read the scripture. Read money, cash, hold. I'm real as that nigga. What? Money, cash, hold. Money, cash, hold.
What?
Money, cash, hold. Money, cash, hold. Money, cash, hold. Money, cash, hold.
What?
Money, cash, hold. 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 Slavers, robust, black.
All right. It's 12 o'clock. I'm going to have to go eat breakfast sooner or later. All right. Not a bad day. Just did those two trades. I haven't done anything other than that. A couple of fuel cell shorts and a Q short. And that's where we're at. And if you're still short the fuel cell, Gold Star, come on now. Come on now. First trade here with us. Congratulations. You waited for it. Head and shoulder, multi-day VWAP, range break, VWAP retrace, VWAP break, retrace back to the levels. And now what you're doing now, you're covering at 16. You're looking for the 15. But now consolidation led to a breakdown. The consolidation is now your new stop at 1635, 1655. And I wouldn't cover any more unless it breaks back over the 1635 or we retrace to the 1550. And if you guys bought those puts, see, this is where I don't mind you trading options on a Monday with the Friday options. Later in the day, the option prices get a little bit reasonable. So you're looking at fuel cell at the money, weekly options. That's it. Never have to ask me twice. At the money, weekly option. You want to go at the money, so the 1750s, if they exist, closest to expiration. So 16, let's see, do they have 1750s? Usually 1750s are out there. 1750 puts. There they were. And let's put them up on the screen. Let's see if they were any good. They seem kind of illiquid just from first glance, and they are. But still, $1.50, got you 225. Garbage options, not a lot of volume. And the spread's kind of wonky also, but not much happening here. Doesn't seem like anybody's trading them. How about the 17s or any better? A little flow there, but not much. And that's why I'm always trading stock first. You're able to be a lot more nimble without having to lay out, worry about market makers manipulating you in big spreads and illiquid options. So I'm looking forward to another email about how I didn't mention any winning trades in the room today. I'm very looking forward to. Guy, are you here or a person? You're probably not even here. What am I talking to? I'm talking to myself. All right, I'm going to get some breakfast. I'll be back. Maybe our hero Salagello's around. I don't know. He's probably doing his own thing today. But phenomenal day. Phenomenal day now. Now you're getting paid 3 times on the same name. Fuel cell short. And if you were savvy enough to get long this trade and another short, you are well on your way to being a consistent, fantastic trader. Good stuff. All right. I'll see you guys later.